Hey, this is Bob. Welcome to Half Acres Homestead. Today, we're covering pressure washing. Better yet, we're going to talk about these two very important must-have items. Without any hesitation, let's get right into the video. You went out and you spent some good money on a pressure washer with a decent hose and hopefully a decent wand or gun. Now you need these two items to make your life a whole lot easier. A swivel, USA made, and an easy operating ball valve, Italian made. You gotta have these two items. I know it's a little weight to be holding on to along with the gun and the hose, but this swivel will make your life so much easier. And if you're looking to be able to hose down a roof or a driveway, you're gonna want a ball valve. All right, what we got here, it's all 3/8 pipe thread fittings. We've got a female coupler here, male coupler there. We've got a ball valve, and we've got a swivel. This is a Mosmatic swivel. You gotta have a swivel. Nobody wants to be fighting with the hose when they're trying to power wash. They're concentrating on where their gun is shooting and what they're doing. They don't want their left arm, I guess if they're right-handed, they don't want their left arm fighting with that hose or vice versa if you're left-handed. It's just no fun. This ball valve moves very smooth. This is a very good brand. I'll put a link down below in the description. I put everything together this way, and the reason why, I want to be able to shoot from this end. I can close the ball valve, take off whatever tool I've got on the end, and open the valve back up, and I can rinse the driveway, a roof, whatever I'm looking to rinse. And then just simply close the ball valve, hook the tool back up, open the valve, and I'm good to go again. Come in this end with the male end from my hose, and then right out this end with whatever tool I'm using, or once again to be able to wash down and drive. It's quite heavy once you get it all put together. It's like you got a club in your hand. But what I like about it, once it's together, I like to put it together this way rather than vice versa, you know, running this here at the other end. And the reason why is because I like to be able to hold it like this, or I can roll it over, and it's comfortable to have the valve in my hand as well. But this here is really, for me, the most comfortable, to be able to hold like that there, and then be holding the hose down here a little farther and be able to rinse the drive. Let's go ahead and get it assembled. I've already got this fitting here done. I like to use about 4 wraps. Always want to go with the thread. If you go opposite the thread, when you start to assemble things, the tape is going to start coming off, and you don't want that. But yeah, roughly 3 or 4 wraps in the direction of the threads. You can see where the threads begin and see what way they wrap. Now, one thing I do want to mention in regards to the swivel, I'll put a listing down below. There's another one that has a slightly different part number, and the diameter, the inside diameter, is actually 3/8 of an inch. This particular one, it's 1/4. Now, if you're running this setup, but you're not running a ball valve, you may very well want the one with the larger inside diameter. If you're trying to stay 3/8 inside diameter completely through your line and everything here at the end. You see the inside of this valve here, once you get inside where the ball valve is, it's only 1/4 inch diameter. And then down here at the tip, you're 5/16. So if you don't have the ball valve, you're going to be 3/8 coming through the line, 3/8 through the swivel, if you go with a 3/8 swivel, and then you'll have this male coupler on the end, and that is going to be 3/8 till you get to the end where it's 5/16. Be nice to have this out at the bench, but it's kind of a windy, cloudy day today that I do this in here on the shipping counter, so I can get underneath this nice fluorescent light so you guys can see what I'm doing here. You'll be able to tell once you got it pretty snug. Give it about a quarter turn or so, you're good to go. All right, time to take this out to the vise and snug it up just a little bit more. And there you go. Now see what I really like about this. You can hold this thing like a fishing pole, a rather heavy fishing pole, but like a fishing pole. You just wrap your fingers right around the valve there and hose down the driveway or the roof. It's very comfortable that way. Can do this too, but it just, as far as aiming, it's kind of wanting to fall forward, so it's so nice to be able to just hold it like a fishing pole and you got a bite and just hose down that driveway. I prefer to run this setup because I've got more than one pressure washer, and I like to be able to move my tools and hoses from one pressure washer to the other from time to time. Makes things a lot easier. Check out my other pressure washing video. I've got a setup on both of my pressure washers. One is a 4200 PSI and the other one's only like a 2600. And it had the M14 fitting on it. And I switched everything around so that I could just simply go 3/8 male, female. I can change hoses, change guns with either pressure washer. I even changed out the fitting on the cheap gun so that it didn't have just a line that screwed right into the gun. I now have a female coupler, so I can just throw my other hose from my larger pressure washer right onto the smaller one if I want to use it, and be able to just swap tools and hoses around quite easily. One other thing I wanted to mention, some guys like to be able to run this end into the hose and have this open for when they're washing down a driveway or a roof with a ball valve. That can be done, although there's a possibility of losing the O-ring inside this coupler. And the reason why some guys do not like to run it this direction is just in case an O-ring does come out of here. You've got your hose, male coupler plugging into here. You're holding this, and if you're running hot water, you could run into a problem with this leaking if there's no O-ring in there. I don't run hot water at all. That's why I prefer to run it this way. Having no employees, I don't have to worry about anybody getting burnt. And if somebody loses an O-ring or ruins a ball valve, I know exactly who to look for. Well, there you are, in front of YouTube and everybody. All right, guys, any questions or comments, you know what to do. The links are down below the description. And if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up and click on that notification bell for future videos. Thanks for tuning in.